Hello, this is Colton's grandpa, and this is a special video for Colton. I'll be reading one chapter every night of a really good book called Wonder Kid Meets the Evil Lunch Snatcher. Wonder Kid meets the Evil Lunch Snatcher. Such a cool picture. So for tonight, for this video, we're just going to do chapter 1. Right from the start, Brian Johnson had known it would be a bad day. Actually, it had been a bad month and a bad year. His father had lost his job and been offered another in a faraway town. So the Johnson family had been forced to move in the middle of the school year. This particular day, though, started out wrong at breakfast. Brian was late to the table, and by the time he got there, his father was getting ready to go off to work, and his 7-year-old sister, Sarah, was cramming down the last of the sweet rolls. There was nothing left but cereal and cold toast. Their mother was standing at the counter making lunches. "What on earth have you been doing so long?" she asked Brian. "He was reading in the bathroom," said Sarah in a tattletale voice. "I know, because when I went to brush my teeth, I found one of his comic books on the floor." "I don't know why you read that junk, Brian," their father said as he opened the door to leave. "With so many good books around, why do you waste your time on comics?" "I don't know," Brian said. "I just sort of like them." Actually, he did know why he liked to read old-time comic books. When a guy was shy and skinny, it was comforting to imagine that what it would be like to be a powerful superhero like Superman or Captain Marvel or Superman or Spider-Man. "You picked a bad time to get caught up in reading," his mother said. "Hurry up now and eat. You don't want to be late for your first day at your new school." Brian sat down at the table in front of his bowl of cereal. Then he poured in milk. He ate a few bites and pushed the bowl away. "I'm not very hungry," he said. His mother set the lunches on the table. "I know it's hard to eat when you're excited," she said. "I'm excited and I ate my breakfast," bragged Sarah. Sarah was always happy to gobble up anything. "You and your brother are two different people," said their mother. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little hard to turn this. She ruffled Brian's hair in a loving way. "If you're sure you're finished, you and Sarah had better get going." Brian slid out from under her hand and got up from the table. He picked up his lunch sack. It was heavy. His mother always made good lunches. His mother bent and kissed him. Then she kissed Sarah, leaving a red smudge on her cheek. Brian quickly wiped off his own cheek. The last thing he needed was to start his first day at Summerfield School smeared with lipstick. "Have a happy day, kids," their mother said. "I know it's a little scary, starting school in a new town, but think of all the wonderful friends you'll make here. I'm sure in no time at all you'll be having just as much fun at this new school as you did at your old one." Her words kept ringing in Brian's ears after he and Sarah left the house. They made him feel sad and guilty. Just because he made the honor roll and his teachers said nice things about him, his parents thought he was well-adjusted and popular. How disappointed they would be if they ever guessed the truth, that their son, Brian, was a nerd. Brian knew he would not make friends in Summerfield. He knew this because he hadn't had friends at his old school. The only people there who had even bothered to talk to him were a few wimpy kids who were nearly as nerdy as he was. Summerfield School was only 3 blocks from the Johnsons' new home. As he and Sarah walked toward it, Brian felt his stomach churning. He was glad his mother had not made him finish that breakfast. The lower end of the school grounds was cut off from the street by a high hedge. Over the tips of the bushes, Brian could see the top of a swing set and the upper bars of a jungle gym. There was a gateway cut in the hedge so people could walk through. On the other side of the hedge, a bell started ringing. "We're late," cried Sarah. "Oh, Brian, you made us late. You and your dumb old comics made us late for our very first day." "I don't think we're that late," Brian said hopefully. That's just the first bell. We still get to class on time." "Well, hurry up," snapped Sarah. "You're slow as a snail." She left his side and broke into a run. Even though she was pudgy, his sister ran surprisingly fast. She went zipping through the opening in the hedge like a plump little bunny plunging into a rabbit hole. "I told you we're not going to be late," Brian called after her. Then, beginning to feel worried, he too started running. He had almost reached the hole in the hedge when he heard Sarah scream. "That's mine!" she shrieked. "You can't have that! Give it back!" And that is the end of Chapter 1. I hope you enjoyed Chapter 1, and tell your friends to tune in because we'll be reading Chapter 2 soon. If you liked it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Bye, Colton. Have a nice night.